Hi, Riley. How are you? It's been 2 months since we saw each other at the Thanksgiving dinner. I thought we would see you on Christmas, but somehow things didn't work out and we missed you. How have you been for the last few months? I hope everything is okay.
Hey, what are you trying to say? You sound like you wish something didn't go okay. Did you need me to say something like, nothing in my life worked out, I hate it?
Of course not. I was just trying to be friendly. I didn't mean to offend you.
You offended me regardless of your intention. You should watch out what you're saying.
Will do, Riley. Please, don't misunderstand.
Why did you text me anyway? I'm 100% positive that you didn't text me to congratulate me for my son getting a job with a high salary. What else might there be for you to call me? Is there anything you actually want to say to me?
Actually, that's exactly why I called you. Congratulations, Riley, for Harry finally getting a job. It took him a while, but it's good that he got one. Even better for a high salary. It was certainly worth it to take it slow.
Did you say finally? I'm sure he only took 2 years to get a job, but the unemployment rate is through the roof these days. Why would you say that to Harry? There are so many kids who stick to their parents without a job because they couldn't get one. I'm sure Harry has accomplished a lot. It might sound like bragging, but there's no one like my son. He can be a little spoiled sometimes because he has a free soul. Yet, he has a sociology degree from such a prestigious school like Cal State San Bernardino. And most of all, he is very handsome and tall. Not to mention his nice personality that comes with his good looks. He is a pearl that shines true worth after sitting under the mud for years. Don't you agree with me? He's just the best. I can't ask for more.
Yeah, I agree with you. He can be one of the good ones.
What do you mean, he can be one of the good ones? He doesn't have to be compared to anyone else. He is absolutely the best. Is it so hard to agree with me? You don't need to mean what you're saying. You can just pretend that he is the best. What is wrong with you?
Sure, you're right. All moms believe their kids are the best no matter what.
You should see yourself in what you're saying. You're so annoying. I understand that you're jealous of me and my son, but don't be so obvious because you're pathetic. You're so twisted that you can't be generous to your nephew for once, can't you? You should say congratulations even if you don't mean it.
That's why I said congratulations and mean it.
So you reached out to me to congratulate me? Because you sound like you're being sarcastic.
That's not true. I genuinely wanted to express my feelings for how happy I am for Harry. And there's one more thing that I wanted to ask you.
Of course there is. I knew that it wasn't just about Harry. What is it?
I heard something about the entire family going on a trip this weekend from Sunny. I was talking to Sunny this morning to discuss what we should do for Beth's birthday when she brought it up. She said you're funding a trip to San Diego because Harry got a job. Is that true?
Yes, that's true. You heard right.
But you never told me about it. If it's for the entire family, then me and my husband and my kids should be included. I thought maybe you forgot to mention it to me. I wanted to confirm with you because I need to plan ahead.
I didn't forget. I just didn't know how to tell you. I wasn't sure if I should tell you or not.
Why were you not sure about it?
Well, you're always sensitive about me and my son. I didn't know how you would react if I told you Harry got a high salary job. I didn't want to make you jealous. You know how Harry and Lucas were in the same grade and went to the same school all throughout their academic years until they graduated from high school? They were in this weird position where they had to compete with each other all the time, and I was pretty uncomfortable with that. You did all you could do for Lucas to go to a better college than Harry. But look where he ended up. He's staying at home and helping your business from time to time instead of getting a real job. What was your business again? Oh, I'm sure it's so insignificant that I don't need to waste my time asking about it. Well, he went to UCLA. It's not that much better than Cal State San Bernardino anyway. I was sure you would be uncomfortable with me and Harry if you found out he got a job and your son didn't. So I was debating if I should take you and Lucas or not. I thought maybe I shouldn't include you guys in the trip. I thought I was being considerate. And I don't mind if you want to come with the rest of us. But I apologize if I offended you. I didn't mean to hurt you.
You didn't offend or hurt me at all. What would the rest of the family think if I didn't come with them for such stupid reasons that don't even make sense? I would love to go on the trip this weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
Sure thing. If you say so, I'm making reservations for you as well. Are all of you coming?
Yes, all 4 of us.
Oh, right. Your children don't have jobs, so they should just have a lot of free time. I'm glad they can come with us. I'm looking forward to having a girls' night out. Let Guy stay at the hotel, and Beth, Sunny, you and I can go out and have our night. How do you feel about going to the bar and having some cocktails and dance?
I guess I can do that. I have never done it, but I can try.
There you go. By the way, I'm leaving a day earlier to see my brother on the way to San Diego. He lives about an hour away in Temecula, and I wanted to stop by. I hope that's okay with you.
Definitely.
Great. It's Hilton San Diego Bayfront. I'll text you the address, and I'll see you at the lobby at 7 p.m. on Saturday.
Will do. See you then. Hi, Riley. We're at the lobby, but I don't see any of you here. You said it's the Hilton San Diego Bayfront at 7 p.m., right?
Hi, Linda. You just got there? Oh, no. All of us are heading back home already.
What do you mean, heading back home? Didn't you say to meet you at 7 p.m.? I'm sure you said we're spending the night here and going back home tomorrow.
You must be mistaken. I said to meet us on Friday night at 7 p.m. so we can spend the night here and then go back on Saturday.
I'm positive you said Saturday night. You texted me and I have all of that in my phone. Why in the world are you lying about it?
Oh, is that so? Maybe I said it wrong. I was supposed to say Friday, but I said Saturday? I must have been confused. You know I'm going through menopause and I'm very forgetful these days. I deeply apologize for my mistake, Linda. I mean it when I say I didn't do this on purpose. I never wanted to offend you. You must have driven hours to get there and it turned out to be for nothing. Say sorry to your husband and kids for me.
Wow, you're talking a lot and making excuses.
What did you say?
Do you think I'm stupid that I would believe your crap? Do you think you can fool us like this?
I said I didn't mean it.
No, you meant every single thing from the beginning. You gave me the wrong day because you wanted to leave me behind. I'm sure you didn't want to invite me to the trip in the first place, did you? If that's what you wanted to do, why did you invite me? You should have told me that you didn't want me to be here with you. Then I wouldn't be here. I would have understood. You didn't have to play dirty. Are you happy for bullying me and making fun of me like a child?
Oh, well, if you're saying you knew that I didn't want to invite you, I will be straightforward with you. You're definitely right. I didn't want you to join us on the trip to begin with. Why did you want to come if you knew what I wanted? I didn't want to hurt you for something like this, so I tried to keep it low-key that I only wanted Beth and Sunny to come with me. You were the one who texted me and begged me to take you because you wanted to come with us. I didn't text you. You texted me. I couldn't say no flat out, so I said okay. But the more I thought about it, the more I felt like it was not the right thing to do to go on a trip with you. I couldn't help it.
Why is that? Did I disappoint you in some way? Why did you have to exclude me from the entire family trip?
Do you really need me to spell it out for you? I didn't like you the moment I met you. I didn't like how you didn't treat me right when I'm the second highest of the family after Beth, and how you had the baby in the same year as I did when you got married years later than me. Most of all, I hated that you had a son. My Harry was supposed to be the first, most significant boy in the family, yet he had to share his grandparents' love with your son, so he was only able to get half of what he deserved. I hated how Lucas was a little bit better, not even a lot, on everything including schoolwork, extracurricular work, and eventually college. How dare Lucas eat up all the praise and love from his grandparents for being just a tiny bit better than Harry? Listen, Linda, I didn't want to be so frank about it, but I can't take it anymore. I hate everything about you, including your son. Thank God you had a girl after Lucas, that Harry didn't have to share or compete with his cousins anymore than he already did.
That's absurd. Children are gifts from God regardless of their gender, and you were so displeased about my son? Why didn't you have a child before I did if you didn't want to have your son in the same year as I did?
Go to hell! You know how I was having a hard time for 3 years to conceive a baby, and I ended up having Harry via IVF. How can you say that? This is why I hate you. You're bluntly saying things that might hurt people. Hey, congratulations for having a baby naturally. I'm so thankful that you didn't have to go through.
No, that's not what I meant. You were accusing me for having my baby in the same year as you, and I don't deserve that from you. I became pregnant only after a few months of getting married and then gave birth to Lucas a while later. I lived my life only by God's will. But if you say that's a crime, I don't want to say. I've been in this silent competition with you for more than 20 years. Not just 1 or 2. And you think I was happy about that? I was miserable as you were.
Yes, I was miserable, and I even blamed myself for not having a baby earlier. So what I'm saying is, if you wanted to be considerate, you should have at least tried to have a baby after I had one. You could have waited, so why did you have to rush? You were ignoring me from the beginning. You didn't care how I would feel if you would have had the baby at the same time as I did. I'm supposed to be your older sister, but you didn't show a bit of respect.
Why can't we be amicable? Having a cousin who is the same age and same grade should be wonderful for both of them. I don't understand why we have to compare them with everything from the moment they were born. When they were babies, you were so concerned about who walked first, who talked first, or who was potty trained first. As they grew up, you're concerned about who learned English first, or who had better grades. You even had to move to Lucas' school district because his was better than Harry's. You needed to buy everything I bought for Lucas, including clothing, shoes, and toys, and you needed to get the tutor for every subject when I got Lucas a tutor. What did you gain in the end after doing all of that? Did Harry end up going to one of the IB schools because you tried so hard?
Are you bragging about yourself because Lucas went to one of the top schools in the country? You're unbelievable. What was the point of him going to UCLA when he had no choice other than helping his mom's whatever business? That is because he couldn't get any other job. I assume he's helping you with the house tours, like cleaning and vacuuming. And is that what you wanted for him to do after you tried so hard to get him into UCLA? This is why people say we never know what's going to happen even tomorrow. Who would have thought that someone like Harry, who went to a not-so-prestigious school like Cal State San Bernardino, ended up getting a high-salary job? And someone like Lucas, who went to such a prestigious school like UCLA, ended up being jobless and doing dishes at home. Please tell this to Harry in advance so he won't get hurt later. Harry is not willing to help him at all. Don't pretend to be so friendly with Harry so he can ask for help, okay? Let him know he should make a living by himself, by flipping burgers at an In-N-Out, or even helping at a construction site.
You're going so overboard of yourself, aren't you? Your son is not officially employed yet. You should stop with the fuzzing.
What do you mean?
He just got the letter that he passed the interview, but he didn't get the offer letter yet. He didn't submit his ID or W-2 or anything that his employer needs in order for them to officially hire him.
Well, that's right. But I'm sure he's going to get the offer letter sooner than later since he passed the interview. What a buzzkill you are! You're so twisted that you can't even wish your nephew well about anything, can't you?
I'm saying it because I don't think Harry will ever get an offer letter from them. You know why? Because I'm writing a letter right now.
What the hell are you talking about? Are you insane? Who Who do you think is writing to my son's employer not to accept him? You're funny. Don't be so full of yourself. They're not going to listen to you because you're nothing. Do you hate me so much that Harry got a job and Lucas didn't? Is that why you're writing a letter to them? How can you do that when he's your nephew, too?
Why should I write myself a letter? There's no need for that. I'm not writing to myself. I'm writing to your son to let him know that he's not getting an offer letter after all.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I'm the president and CEO of the company because your son had the interview.
How can you be the president and CEO of anywhere? I heard you're the owner of a small business, but never heard of you being a CEO or whatever. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I wasn't able to tell you because you're so jealous of every single thing I do. You're comparing me and yourself, as well as because you're not enough in comparing Harry and Lucas. It's so sad that you have to do that without realizing that not everything has to be a competition. I never saw you as a competitor. You should ask Harry about the name of the company he applied to. He will say MD Architect and Design.
I didn't ask him about the name of the company, but you're saying that you're the owner of MD Architect and Design? How is it even possible?
That's right. I'm the MD, Linda Dorson. You know I major in architecture, right? I knew how you would stress yourself and be all competitor mode if you knew I established a company. I kept it a secret for your own good. That's not wrong, is it?
What do you mean by I was jealous of you? Why would I be jealous of someone like you when my husband works for one of the big 4 accounting firms in the country, and I'm sufficient with what I have? My husband and son are more than capable, and there's nothing I should be jealous of.
Look, Riley, your mouth is saying one thing, but your actions are saying the other. I know what you've been doing. You closely look at my clothings, shoes, bags, and even appliances and memorize them every time you came to my house. And you couldn't help but to get the same ones as soon as you step out of the door. Am I wrong? That was the only reason for you to come to my house every once in a while to check out if I had anything that you didn't have and to get them immediately if there were any. Are you still saying you're not jealous of me?
How in the world did you know that?
Harry told Lucas and Lucas told me. He said it's a chance to get what he wants because you always go to the mall and get something the next day you come to my house. He also said you would get him anything if he brings up Lucas using his name as his excuse to get something. Like Lucas is an iPhone, then you would get Harry an iPhone as well if you want one. Harry was actually pretty excited about it, that he could get anything he wanted just by bringing up Lucas's name. Haven't you ever thought that Harry might be affected in a bad way because of your jealousy and vanity? How can he grow up to be a normal person when his mom is wrapped up with jealousy from head to toe?
Shut the hell up. How dare you criticize how I raise my boy when your boy barely does dishes at home because he can't get a job? You raised him so well that he ended up in your kitchen helping you with your dishes because he has all the time in the world as he's jobless, right?
It's true that Dean helps me in a certain way. But I'm saying that it's not dishes or house cleaning. Is that so hard to understand for you? Lucas didn't get a privilege just because he's my son, but went through a fair steps of employment process. He started as an intern and climbed all the way up to SVP. And now he's capable of assisting me. He is an acting CEO in my absence. I'm teaching him everything I can do about running MD Architect and Design, so I can pass it on him someday. I'm not expecting it to be so soon, but it will happen someday. My husband was so worried about his nephew that Harry couldn't get a job for a long time. So I played a nepotism and almost got him a position. But I guess I was silly. How could someone like you with the biggest self-pride be able to bear to see your son work for Lucas? I should have known better. I believe it's much better to call it off here than standing against each other for being in an ugly situation later on.
Absolutely not. Harry was so excited to get a job. And if he finds out that his employment got canceled because of me, he'll never see me again. Please forgive me this one time. You know how Harry had a hard time getting a job for 2 years. Your company was the only place that was going to hire him.
He might leave you. He must be very upset if he finds out his mom, who urged him and pressured him to compete with his cousin for every little thing in his life since he was little, threw away his chance to be employed after being desperate for a long time. That breaks my heart.
Please, Linda, I'm saying I'm sorry. I'll never hate you or bully you or leave you out from the family event. So please hire him. Please send him an offer letter. Everything is my fault. Harry hasn't done anything wrong. I'm the only problem here. I'm a stupid mother who was busy using her son to prove that I was better than you.
No, I don't think Harry working for me is bad sake. I'm sure that you'll give him a hard time saying, "Your cousin is the president of the company, and why can't you do it? How can I let him work for me when I know how things will turn out so clearly?"
That's not true. I will never get in his way. I'll leave him alone from now on. I'll leave you and Harry alone too.
I don't buy that. I'm not going to see you or speak to you anymore. This is it. I was being patient and considerate for the past 20 years, but I still haven't gained your sincerity somehow. I regret that if you think I'm still not worth being sincere after all this time. 1 decade changes things upside down, but things between you and me couldn't be changed even after 2 decades. I believe we should quit it here.
No, please don't quit on me. What would Beth think of me if the brotherhood between my husband and your husband were broken because of me? What about holidays and birthdays? I can't handle all of them myself.
Well, I usually paid and prepared for the holidays and birthday parties. So you would be in a difficult position if I'm not there. And yet, you should start acting like the oldest sister that you haven't done for the past 20 years, shouldn't you? That's the only fair way. Besides, you're not alone. You can ask Sunny to help you. After what happened with Riley, I visit Beth only when Riley doesn't come and I don't see her at all. I tried my best to work it out with her for a long time, but I realize it won't ever work out. Harry found out what his mom did and eventually left home blaming his mom for ruining everything in his life. He was greatly wounded by his mom for comparing him with his cousin for every step of the way. And his resentment towards his mom should have piled up. It broke my heart realizing what he must have gone through for more than 2 decades. I heard that he now works for a small company in Kansas City. He moved 1,500 miles away from his mom, and thankfully, he said he is living his happiest moment that he's away from his mom, interfering and meddling in his life. I feel relieved that he is satisfied with his life now.